day of love, Valentine's Day. If you brought a date here as well, then that's amazing. Thank you for coming to celebrate the amazing community that we have here at UCL Drama Society, as well as Artists Young in general, the amazing queer community. Everything that you see here tonight is completely produced, written, directed, and performed by queer people. So we have stand-up comedy at the very end, we have a 3-act play with a lot of sexual tension. So excited to see that. But thank you so much for coming to support.
And now I invite Charis Cheung, the director of our first piece, Running Late.
So this piece is a short duologue written by Jessie Lee. They wrote this when thinking about what it means to grow up and what it means to assimilate to a heteronormative society as an adult, and the weight of being visibly or invisibly queer. So yeah, hope you enjoy.
Hope the 388 wasn't your boss.
Shit!
I thought about waking you, but then I thought to myself, if it was really important for them to be awake right now, they would be.
The next one's running late.
Shit. What are you in such a hurry for? You can't answer that, can you? What's a question you can never answer?
What?
What's a question you can never answer?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Are you asleep?
Yes. Where are you off to?
What's always in front of you but can't be seen?
S.
What?
Why are you here?
What disappears as soon as you say
S.
Not quite. Come on,
S.
you know this
Stop
one.
playing, I'm asking.
What disappears?
Silence! Why are you here, S?
I'm waiting.
For?
My boss. What else?
Nothing.
You're so obvious.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. That's how it always is with you. What's the matter, Em? Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing's the matter. That's how it started, right? Everything's the matter, and then nothing's the matter.
If you're angry with me, can you just say it? I don't want riddles.
Don't want riddles. What has gotten into you?
Everything.
Everything's the matter.
I had to get a career. That's what. Not everybody gets off so easily. Shut it.
So, is this why you look like that?
Look like what?
All straight and narrow, prim and proper. You got rid of the highlights
I had interviews.
and the piercings.
Time heals all wounds.
You look so boring now.
And you don't look a day over 15. Grow up. And for the record, I do have a partner now, so you know, everybody thinks I'm boring.
Partner.
Yes. He's been really, really good to me.
He?
Yes, he. Go fuck yourself.
Ahmad!
No, you do not get to make fun of me.
You, who spent the whole evening washing your lips after little Jake kissed you New Year's Eve. And now...
Fuck you. This is different. Of course this is different.
Is it now?
After you, I couldn't.
Couldn't? Or wouldn't?
Call me a coward?
Coward!
It was just easier, S. You wouldn't understand. I could walk down the street and look like everybody else. I could walk down streets I never could have at hours I have never seen in this city because I was with him. Things got easier. Simpler.
You liked complicated. The harder to solve,
I got
better.
tired.
I speak without a mouth,
I'm sorry.
and I hear without ears.
If you had stayed, maybe this could have been different.
I have no body, but I come alive with wind.
S.
What am I?
Just the past.
Just the past. Just the past. That's my bus. I have to go.
I'm sorry, don't go yet.
No, I'm going to be late.
Then I'll come with you.
No, you're going to be late.
Great, next we have a monologue called The Girl's Bathroom, which is an exploration about the female gaze.
She's striking, I'll admit. But she's not exactly pretty, is she? As she walked in, her eyes, something with the light, they're quite special. So pale, they drown her out, don't they? Her eyes. Grey's a hard colour to pull off. Her skin is too dull, really. Too blue. Her lips, too. It's all very corpse-like. She could do with some thin skin, bright blue veins. Starved, dehydrated skin, isn't it? She needs to moisturize. She'll age very poorly at this rate. Probably doesn't even wear sunscreen. 40 by the age of 30. I am awful. Her arms too, you know. Round and hunched like my grandmother's. Arms soft and plush. A bookish type, it seems. It kind of works for her. Those sloping shoulders, those round. It's all very gentle, like the curve of a valley down to her tummy. It shouldn't even work for her, honestly. She'd probably stand to lose a few inches around the waist, but I hope she doesn't, quite frankly, because I'm just talking sad piece of shit. And she looks fine. She looks, her muted tones and rounded corners are honestly quite kind to the eye. They give her this hazy, pillowy charm, and with those quiet eyes, glistening like a spider's. It's all very particular. She looks like someone's mute dead wife. The hair tucked behind her ears. She looks so cute. Like a bright young scholar with that defiant chin and those stern eyes. A messenger bag, scratched, smashed, key up leather, filled to the brim and slung carelessly over the opposite shoulder. Her movements are broad and swift, like a man's. Her eyebrows too dark and thick, like a man's. God, I'm a man myself, aren't I, with my nitpicking? Worse, in fact, because I actually know what to look for. Enough. God, Anna, get it together. She's fine. She's not your Bob doll. She's a smidge taller than me, and the door handle falls around her hips, and she clicks open without needing to move much. Her other hand sits idle in her back pocket, and she's just so aloof, very aloof. I mean, she hasn't even so much as glanced at me this entire time. Her kitten-nailed boots click coldly against the ivory floor. The figure in motion lurks. Long dark hair bouncing with the pulse of her footsteps. Lurks. It's sickening how much it lurks. It's rough and dry, her hair. Frizzy. So as to frame her in a translucent halo of frayed edges. She looks so lifted. So alive. I wonder for a moment if her peach fuzz is the same soft brown as her baby hairs, but she won't turn around to let me see. Imagine if she saw me like this. Oh, I've had it with myself. I should have said hello. I should have just said hello. Told her how striking she is. Yeah. And asked her if it hurt when she fell from heaven. God. I'm not exactly pretty, am I right? Who do I think I am? Really? If my man's eye can't love her, I think my woman's heart can't help it. Next up we have a short play called The Interviewer. This is one of our longer pieces, so sit tight. Hi, is this the interview room?
Yes. Come in. Take a seat.
I'm unable to feel comfortable unless there's a million shining things around me. It must have been, you must have really liked Christmas if it was you who chose to interview me.
I do.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So how does this work?
I have prepared 3 questions for this interview. If they're not satisfactory to you, feel free to ask me to change or amend them. Take your time in answering them, and do not feel limited in your response. Are you ready to begin?
How formally you speak to such an unserious person as I. Yes, Ahmad.
You own a Christmas shop
Ha, that's fine, here.
that runs all year round. What are the motives or inspirations behind its creation?
Well, my late wife. You see, Christmas in a small German town is different than it is here in London. We celebrate in the evening on the 24th. We sing and we bake. Neighbours come to Chiaro to help. There's a sense of community, which I have not found here. And it snows. You look outside and the trees, the hills, they're all shining as brightly as my shop. Ever since we moved to London, never once have me and my wife seen snow settle and sparkle. When I went to Germany to see my nieces and nephews, it snowed like it had never before.
A weather-shaped consolation letter, perhaps?
My wife was more beautiful than the snow.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, on to our next question.
You can ask me the question or what?
Okay. So, would you like to tell me more about your life?
Hi, I'm Polly Zimmer. I'm supposed to have an interview with Community Chronicles.
Another Christmas shop owner. They have found a soul.
No, I sing. I'm a singer.
Polly Zimmer, your interview.
A singer? Anything I would know?
Probably not. I just sent a new song to the label though, so hopefully,
Polly Zimmer, your interview.
Zimmer! You're German, no?
No, but my great-grandparents were. Yeah,
Did you ever spend Christmas there?
I did actually. Yeah, when I was a child, quite a lot. They lived in the country, so there was always lots of snow, quite different to here.
See, evidence to my claims.
Polly Zimmer, your interview is the same time tomorrow. Please come back then.
No, it has to be today. I checked my calendar like a million times.
Did I overstay my welcome? Drag the interview on too long?
No, the interview is tomorrow.
Couldn't you interview me after?
No,
Why not? Ha! Jinx.
the interview is tomorrow. My date ends after this interview.
Alright. Must have gotten my dates mixed up somehow. I'll see you then. Oh, wait, you own a Christmas store, right? Where is it? I'll pop by. I miss Germany and Christmas.
Oh, it's across the opera in Covent Garden. Can't miss it.
Alright, thank you.
Now, where were we?
I have prepared 3 questions for this interview. If they're not satisfactory to you, feel free to ask me to change or amend them. Take your time in answering them and do not feel limited in your response. Are you
later maybe, or a blanket.
No.
No worries. Please continue.
To begin, can you tell us about your involvement in the actions of the European Commission and Hungary on LGBT content?
Yes, I assisted in constructing the case against Hungary on behalf of the Commission. I don't normally involve myself in EU matters, but due to my intricate knowledge of Hungarian, EU and human rights law, I was asked to assist on this case.
Can you talk us through the details of this case and its significance?
Yes, so basically, end of May 2021, members of the Hungarian Parliament submitted a bill which, on its face, had the aim of protecting children from potential paedophilic influences from books, social media, and the like. The bill was then adopted in Hungarian legislature at the end of July. The EU's involvement was triggered when it was discovered that the bill was actually a front for restricting children's exposure to LGBT content. Subjects regarding the LGBT community were banned from schools and could only be televised after 10 p.m. Essentially, the bill spread the idea that the LGBT community was a harm to society and should be regarded as something to fear. The Advocate General concluded that Hungary breached important EU laws, those protecting democracy and human rights. It's significant. Well, on the positive side, EU and most of its members have condemned Hungary's actions.
And on the downside?
You see, my wife and I, we've been married 6 years ago. We have a daughter. She and I, we spent our whole lives fighting to feel comfortable with who we are. And we watch society progress with us. While it seems physically far away, I can't help but focus on how horrifyingly close it strikes. Hungary is part of the European Union, an institution that prides itself on its democracy, inclusivity, and modern values. It's scary to think that countries, even in such an environment, can find the space to regress in such a hateful way. And it's not just Hungary, even the US. Anyway, I only just started feeling comfortable with who I am. I will not let anything change that, no matter what is happening around me.
Hello? Come in. Take a seat. This room is so bare. Oh, sorry. Oh, that was so rude of me. Sorry. I tend to, be honest when I'm nervous. I suppose it's a good room for interviews. It's free of any biases. So, how do we do this? Do you want me to say something first, or?
I prepared 3 questions for this interview. If they are not satisfactory, you feel free to
Have you
ask
ever interviewed a singer before? Oh, sorry. I also interrupt people when I'm nervous. Please go on.
Feel free to ask.
Actually, have you ever interviewed a singer? No. Oh. Well, I'm honored to be your first then. Do you have a favorite?
A favorite what?
Singer? No. Wait, what? No favorite singer. Okay, that's impossible. Only robots on, don't be shy. There must be one. Who is it? I won't judge. I don't have one. Oh well, you must be a robot then. You know, I'm not really tech savvy. In fact, I barely know how to work a computer, but to be honest, ever since I first saw you, I felt something was off. Even now you barely speak to me, and when you do, what you say feels programmed. Gosh, and I thought this magazine prided itself on its genuine connection with interviewees. Hello? I would like to speak to a real person, please. I don't even know if there is one here, but, hello? Anyone? Like, anyone at all? I am so sorry. Please don't tell the magazine. I will do anything to make it up to you. I have, money. I have connections, to magazines like, the Rolling Stone. Anyway, I can make a call. In fact, I can make several calls. And, you're singers. Do you like the Rolling Stone? I've never met a singer who doesn't want to be on the Rolling Stone, so if you said no, you would be the first one who said no. Are you saying? I'm definitely not saying no, but you're gonna have to do more than write me. What do you mean? I have lots of questions about this entire situation. You're reporting me. And what would I be reporting you for? I don't know. Something along the lines of using technology to do a job for. Why are you doing that? I'm not giving you any more information to use against me. Okay, listen. I want this interview to happen. I like this magazine. You intrigued me, and I want to talk about my music. Now, I can do that if I report you, but for that, you have to tell me what this is. I promise no one other than you and me will know about this. You keep your job, plus I get my interview equals both of us happy. You just found out I use a fake projected version of myself to conduct my interviews and use the what? Me to interview you? Yes. I want you. And I want my interview. Okay. Okay. That's great. So, what exactly is this? Yeah, I know that. How does it do what it does? It can't just be a pre-recorded version of you. It's like interactive or something. Even, via technology though, I repeat, long distance. Hi, my friend Jenny. Yeah, my friend Jenny. How do you know her? Oh, you mentioned her earlier, so I guessed. Okay. Anyway, Jenny and I were tech nerds back in uni. When we had our 9 a.m. classes, all we could think about was, wow, I wish I could stay in this bed right now. And then we were like, how would you actually do it? Jenny made that physical projection. She's much better at it than I am. I can't even tell you how she made it so realistic. But then we set software that listens to text, turns it to speech, and then looks for keywords and emotional phrases. Then, when certain patterns or keywords pop up, the system automatically selects a pre-recorded clip or recommends one to me who can approve of it. That's why when I'm not Yeah, that's it. Wow. Did you ever use it for your anything else? No. That was an inspiration for it, really. Never would have worked. Yeah. Expecting news? Yeah, sorry, I'm just waiting for this record label to get back to me. Oh, good luck. Thanks. Okay, I gotta ask though, why are you using it for this? I guess laziness, right? General incompetence. I'm sure that I don't want to talk about it. Okay. But I mean, couldn't you just have sent the questions via email, or I don't know, do something that requires a little less effort? No. When I was hired, it was made strictly clear to me that I had to do all the interviews in person. Apparently, because everything is too online now, the interviewer is too disconnected from their interviewees. At the time, I agreed with them, which is why I applied here. And couldn't you just work somewhere else? Don't you think I've tried? Finding this job was hard enough. Finding the next one is impossible. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I am here for an interview, so anything you want to ask? I don't know what to say. I'll tell you anything. I'll say the wrong thing. Is that even possible? What is the wrong thing? The first song I ever wrote was about me not being able to write a song. You know, when the words are like the bug you see in the corner of your eye, you turn and catch a glimpse, but when you actually look, it's gone. Yeah, it's unimaginative, right? It's beautiful. You listen to it? Well, I still do my interview prep myself. And the questions? Yeah. Okay, so why are you so afraid of saying the wrong thing if you prefer them? It's different in person. I might forget what I wanted to say, stumble over my words, or just say the wrong thing. That's why the projection is so much better than me. She doesn't make mistakes. I don't expect you to understand, but when I think of asking you a question, your head turns into a ticking bomb. I say the wrong thing and the whole room explodes. Well, I promise I'll do my best not to explode. See, you're making fun of me. I knew you wouldn't get it. Of course I get it. Can you imagine going on stage night after night and putting your voice, a part of yourself that's so personal and vulnerable, on display in front of people who barely know you? It's terrifying. By your example, I have hundreds of bombs waiting to explode in front of me. If that's how you feel, then why do you do what you do? Because I love to sing, to write, to perform, and the fear of never doing that again is worse than being afraid of making a mistake. I don't think it works like that for me. I'm not that passionate about what I do, at least on any form. What changed? I don't know. Every day I hear things about people, about how they dedicate their Christmas shops to their loved ones and fight against injustices. And I just sit there, listening, writing it down, absorbing it in a way. On my bus on the way home, my body feels full of other people's lives and accomplishments. It's a lovely feeling, like floating above all the other passengers. Then, when I make dinner, when I watch TV, get ready for bed, that feeling gradually disappears until I'm lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling empty, I guess. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Ooh, I have an idea. Oh, okay, so if you're read up on me, you know that I am the definition of a struggling artist. Record labels don't want what I have, barely anyone will give me interviews other than you guys, and getting to my gigs costs more than I make from them. Oh, I'm sorry. No sympathy. So, you could get me in contact with Rolling Stone Jenny, who probably knows a lot of record labels, or at least people who produce my music, right? Right. And in return, you get the interview of a lifetime with the one and only.
Well, I was already gonna interview you, to stop you from exposing.
Small details. This interview will get you right back in the groove of things and remind you why you do them.
And why do I do that?
To help people like me, obviously. People whose stories need to be heard and wouldn't be heard anywhere else. You know I'm right.
You just might be.
There is no way you actually fell off that stage. Obviously, I didn't fall. I stumbled into the crowd with grace and elegance. I wanted to connect with my fans on a more personal level.
Did you always know this was what you wanted to do?
Not always, no. I considered acting for a long time, the feeling of going on stage and getting to tell people stories using your own voice. But then I was barely getting any roles, and auditioning was so exhausting that I knew I couldn't keep going with it. And as I said, writing and performing my own songs is so important to me that it's worth not always getting it right.
And do you have a favorite song you've ever written?
Honestly, probably Unimaginative. Although it's my first and doesn't have the best production, it means the most to me. And writing it got me out of my writer's block. So,
Well, my favorite is Tell Myself.
wow, my one and only love song. Why is it your favorite?
Well, I love the part that goes, when Mondays is ornate with staying up past 12, and then the part that goes, I surrender to the feeling, to the warmth of your chest. The thought that love can make ordinary things so thrilling is thrilling in a way. I'd like to experience that someday. And the way the lyrics, the melodies, and the harmonies all work together in the song is just beautiful. I love listening to it.
So you're a fan.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
Wait, does this mean that I'm your favorite singer?
Well, you're definitely up there.
Really?
Especially now.
Yeah. Sorry, I have to take this.
Is it the record label?
Yeah, I'll be back. Sorry.
Bad news? What did they say?
What they always do. Your music is wonderful and unique, but doesn't match the type we're looking for. Well, at least my music is wonderful and unique, I guess.
It is.
Thanks.
I meant what I said. Your songs are special.
Yeah, to some maybe.
I think to a lot of people, there's something universal about
Maybe
it.
it's just not worth it.
What?
I mean, maybe even undiluted passion has its limits.
But what about what you said about it being worth not always getting it right and making mistakes over?
This isn't just mistakes, though. This feels like failure. Nothing will ever happen if I can get a record label to sign me. That's That's not true. Look what you've achieved so far. I'm not sure it's enough. Don't say that. Look, I will do anything I can to help you. We'll call the Rolling Stone, we'll call Jenny, and if not, we'll call more people. Maybe working at this magazine gives me some sort of in the other magazines. And we'll do more interviews and we'll send them to other places that might want them and what? You do more interviews? With me in person? Well, of course, as many as it takes. Wow. You really want to see me again that badly? I want to help and see me again. Yeah? And see you again. Well, then that makes the prospect of failure a lot more bearable. Now, as much as I've enjoyed my time here, I would really like to get out of this room. But I'll still have to interview you. Are you kidding me? We've been in an interview for I don't even know how long. I didn't even ask you the questions I prepared. Would it change anything? I guess not. It's just that, what? This doesn't feel like a proper interview. Well, maybe that's better. This is different. It is. Okay. So, how about we go check out that person's Christmas shop? I'm so curious to see what they have. Hey, I'd much rather leave this room with you than with that. It does not compare to the real thing.
Next up, we have a piece called Sticks and Stones, which is written by David Tennyson.
Morning. So how's your young person night out in town?
Good.
Which is good?
Pretty fucking good, yeah. I mean, I'm hanging like you won't believe now, so that's tempering a little bit. But yeah, how was your old person night in front of the town?
Oh, fantastic, stunning. You know, I watched half a season of Grey's Anatomy. It's not that boring. I had hot bath and was in bed by 10:30. I'm just gonna quickly circle back. Old person?
Are you not by at least like a solid 10 years older than me?
Yeah, but I'm not that old. Oh.
The 90s called, they said you were there.
I'm a student, actually.
You're a mature student.
What does that make you, an immature student?
Just a student, I think. You don't need the qualifiers. We fit the demographic people think of when you say student.
Alright, well, fuck you then. Anyway, let's see the outfit. No, sorry, let's see the fit, as you youngins call it.
I don't know, that's just embarrassing.
That's it.
And I posted them on Instagram last night, which, by the way, is an app which lets you send pictures and text messages to all of your friends, and you can even call them.
Oh, I
Oh
mean
my
that because
God,
I know
all in
Insta.
one app.
I have Insta. Look, it confuses me. Like, what's a story? What's a reel? Like, what's the point? And who can be bothered?
Hopeless.
Okay.
Anyway, the bit. Shut up.
Oh, gorgeous. Stunning. Oh, boots, where'd you get them? Oh, the makeup. Are we going for like a slightly less problematic David Bowie Tilda Swinton? I don't know what you're going for here, but I kind of like it.
That means a lot coming from a queer elder like yourself.
Queer elder. I'll pick you. Anyway, am I getting the vibe?
Oh, totally. It's giving 50% glam rocker, 50% otherworldly creature, and 100% fag.
You can't say that.
What?
We can't. I just meant.
I can't say fag?
Well, no, it kind of hurts me.
You look like I just slapped you in the face.
I feel like you did. Well, no, actually, I kind of feel more like when Wiley Coyote runs straight into a mountainside that he thinks a tunnel. Obviously not. Okay, to put it in your terms, you know when in Peppa Pig, George jumps in a muddy puddle?
Shut the fuck up!
Okay, but it kind of feels a bit like that.
I get your point. Why can't I, a fag, say fag?
It's a slur.
Yes, but for people like us, have you ever heard of reclaiming slurs?
Yes, but no, I guess you're right. Well, no, it's all right to do so, I suppose, but
But
well, God, I can explain. But it's gonna make me sound so old.
setting aside the material reality around that statement.
Oi, fuck you.
Dare I ask, what the fuck do you mean?
Okay. So, you know how the 90s and 2000s are kind of coming back into like fashion and stuff?
Right, where'd you get into that?
What's, yeah, except you're kind of not really nailing it because you do not understand how awful those haircuts were and the makeup. Like, you're kind of doing it good, but you're not really understanding the fact that it was never good in the first place. And I'm kind of getting distracted, so
Right.
I'm a little bit nervous. Because, like, okay, yeah, it's fashionable, but it's also the conversations around women's bodies and, like, there was a whole lot of misogyny and racism and homophobia, like, that's coming back.
Right, I mean, it was the past.
Yeah, but not that
like,
fucking distant because I grew up in it, right?
Right.
And, like, when I was in primary school, I mean, Section 28 was coming along.
Okay, don't hate me, but who was she?
Section 28.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know how, like, in the US they had the military's, like, don't say gay bill, like in Florida and stuff?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, but for the state school system, I guess.
Oh, so you couldn't say the word gay?
Well, it's more that, okay, it was for teachers, and they couldn't, like, promote homosexuality as a good and acceptable, and I think that the phrase they used was a positive thing.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I think it got repealed when I was like 9 or something, but it's the culture stuck around.
Okay, so you were a gay kid who didn't know what gay meant.
Oh no, to be clear, everyone said gay all the time, but as an insult.
Right.
I mean, yeah, if you did something stupid, you'd be gay. If you fell over in the playground, you'd be gay. It was just that kind of, that's it. And teachers couldn't do anything about it because, well, that was illegal.
Right.
Okay. Sorry, do you mind if
No, go ahead.
And I sort of, well, I kind of first encountered the word fag properly and kind of just after that, really. And I remember there was this guy, what's his name, Gschwandtner, and yeah, he was bullied relentlessly. He was a gentle guy, soft-spoken, and kind of always close to crying. Because this guy, Lee Calderwell, kept bullying him, and he bullied him so hard one day and he smashed his face into a locker, then it broke his nose. Yeah, no, and I saw his face all encrusted in gore, and I kind of turn around and I see everyone laughing, and me included, because I just felt that spike of guilt that if anyone should be getting called a faggot, it should be me, right? But obviously they didn't know that, so they couldn't touch me. And it was that same kind of shame and guilt, you know.
I mean, fuck, yeah, no, that's really bad. Like,
It was, but it was also kind of like casually accepted, you know?
I mean, those kind of things still happen.
Yeah, they do. And I'm not saying we live in a utopia,
Right.
but it's just like the level of normalized homophobic violence, I don't know, it's just through the roof. And like with my dad, do you know Hollyoaks?
The soap, like EastEnders.
Yeah, because that one you get. Anyway. Basically, I wasn't allowed to watch Hollyoaks when I was younger, when I was like 14 or something, because it was too grown up for me. But also, like, well, it was on after The Simpsons, and once my sister left the room, then I could just say, oh, it came on, and I didn't notice, but obviously that's a white lie, because what I was actually there to see was this storyline where these two guys were getting kind of close, and like, you know, it was something magnetic. We were talking about Heath Driver the other day.
Go watch it, go watch it!
But it was that kind of magnetic feeling, and then suddenly, one day, there they are, two blokes snogging on my TV, and I just kind of thought, oh, well, that confirmation, that affirmation that this is normal, this is something that two normal people are falling in love, and it kind of made me feel a bit giddy, like I wanted to cry.
Right, so like, representation in media, but that was the first time
Well,
you saw it?
kind of and kind of not. Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter because my dad came over afterwards and yeah, no, he started shouting at me, and he kind of said that I shouldn't be watching those fucking faggots on the telly, and he got all red faced and spit flying everywhere. It was horrible, like poking me, and like I kind of thought, but I didn't even do anything. How can I get in trouble just for watching? You know? And anyway, you said I was a gay kid who didn't know what gay meant, right? That's not entirely true. 'Cause, like, even when I was younger, I remember there was this guy, Harry Brown, and like he called me absent-mindedly staring at him one day, not because of anything, just because I liked the way his hair looked. And I don't know, he turned around and said, "Oh, look at that weird little gay fag over there." And I felt that same spike of shame and embarrassment, you know?
Yeah. That's, fucked as us young people see.
Yeah. Sorry, am I lecturing or what was the word you used? Trauma dumping. That was it.
Or some unholy concoction of the two, but I feel like largely you're explaining why you hate the word. But just the other week, I showed you that jacket with the word faggot embroidered on the back, and then
Yeah, I mean, with the rhinestones
Yeah.
stuff.
and you said you loved it. You said it was metal as all get out.
It was, but like it also kind of wanted to make me vomit a little bit in a mix of like embarrassment and shame. I couldn't really like explain it in the moment.
Okay, well, I mean, you gotta help with coping things.
Yeah, we kind of develop that, don't you? When you're well, anyway, I'm not saying you can't reclaim the word. I'm just saying that. Well, I don't know. It's sort of like I'm not really ready to hear it so casually in conversation when it's so inextricably linked to violence.
Right, but sticks and stones.
Yeah, I suppose, but I guess in my personal experience, which I'm not saying is universal by any means, but it's a little bit more apt to say words actually do hurt me because the people who use words as weapons are never that far away from picking up sticks and stones, which they can then use as weapons against me.
Apt but not concise.
Yeah, I didn't really roll with the tongue, did I?
No, it really doesn't. And I kind of disagree. Like, I feel like we can't give words that power. You know, especially when these slurs are kind of made to induce fear and shame, right? And I just feel like we are supposed to have pride in just being who we are, right?
Yeah, and like in principle I agree, but it's just in practice, my gut feeling.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of remind me of when I was 16 and I had this friend, Michael, and okay, you got off this. We had a habit of dressing up and putting on, what was it? Punk, emo, goth, bitch makeup. Just the 2000s, you have to be there. And basically we kind of, oh, you're right.
You just get that fixed sometime.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
These things splits up. But basically we had a habit of going around town and holding hands, and it was the same sex not attraction, affection, that's the right word, where it just enraged the inhabitants of our small town so much. And well, okay, on a typical night, we'd get wolf whistles, catcalled, called lesbians, oddly enough. We'd get fairies, puffs, and like you said, fags. So, and I remember this one time, there was this guy at a pub called the Railway Arms, just on the high street, and he clearly had a few, but he downed the next one and shut the glass at our admittedly fashionable Doc Marten feet. But it shattered right in front of us, and I remember wanting to turn around and run away, but Michael grabbed my hand harder and started shouting back at the guy, no that's. Anyway, yeah, no, and then when he finally did turn us around, he whispered in my ear, keep your head, fuck all of them, don't let them know you're scared. And that's when I got this new dangerous thought that maybe if we want to live in a world where we're not afraid, then we have to start pretending that we're not. And that's kind of what you're saying. I guess holding his hand made me feel that.
Right. That's kind of horrible and kind of beautiful at the same time, like a French bulldog.
Now that's slander. French bulldog, are you kidding? They're God's fucked up, ugly, slobbering creatures. But anyway, have you had a moment like that where you were like scared to come out but were like brave anyway?
Oh, I mean, yeah. So, speaking of God, I went to Catholic school. Surprise, surprise.
Well, there were nuns involved, I believe you mentioned.
Yeah, like nuns and everything. And so I got into a good high school thanks to that, and a good uni thanks to mom and dad. But oh no, Catholic guilt.
But so you knew that.
Oh, I knew I was gay. Well,
Yeah.
by when I was like 12, and then I kind of knew that my parents would be okay with it because my mom's best friend was a lesbian, and when I was in high school at prom, I got so fucking hammered and I kissed a girl, and so pretty. And
Okay.
this wave of panic just like washed over me, and I ran back to my dorm and I grabbed my I called my mom and I made her get my dad and put me on speaker, and I was like just incoherently like blabbering because I was so drunk. And I got down on my knees and I thought I had to confess, right? Like just being a good little Catholic. Snotty crying as well. I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm bi.
What do they say?
And I had to explain that I meant bisexual. And then it went back and forth and back and forth.
Okay.
I was so incoherent. But I think they just ended up saying, oh, that's nice, sweetie. Stay safe. So that was very anticlimactic. And it just kind of made me feel invincible. Just like having that affirmation made me feel like I don't have to be scared anymore of anything really. Because, you know, like growing up, I've heard like a lot of like horror stories like the ones you told.
And I mean, to be clear, it wasn't all that bad. Like, I mean, so when I was in like second year college and stuff, I kind of found my group of sad, gothy gay peeps.
Not the cool gays.
Cool gays. Sorry, just 1 second. What about this? These slippers are
You said it, not me. Keep going.
Anyway, we kind of found each other, and we were like slightly less sad and gothy having found each other or whatever.
Right.
I mean, it was still the 2010s. We all had these problems like mental health and, you know, parents kicking us out, or there was a lot of drugs and or binge drinking, which wasn't great. But we still had each other.
Right.
And I guess, like, we had this shared mentality that once we left college and got to uni, everything would be okay. We'd be free. We'd be all okay. And then we started to realize, hang on a second, our teenage years were so fucking difficult, right?
Yeah.
And I guess it's because we had, like, no sex education, none, really, and no positive role models to look up to. And if we did, they were a cis, heteronormative, always white couple that just, they were so not what we were looking for. And then, above all, right, the very essence of who we are as people, as gay people, was reduced to an insult or a slur to mean weird and different. And I don't know, man.
Right.
It was 2000s was not a good time, and everything coming after that, it kind of sucks. And like, I guess one of the problems was that we didn't really have any queer elders to look up to.
Because like you lived in a small town.
No, because they all died of AIDS. Or most of them did anyway, and then kind of poisoned the community against the ones who were coming up and those that were left.
Yeah. I mean, I knew about this, but I guess I never really thought about how relatively recent that all was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when I say fag,
God, it just kind of makes me feel. Well, it more reminds me of Harry Brown and him turning to all his friends and calling me weird, and Anastasia getting bullied, or my dad being red in the face, or the guy outside the pub throwing a glass at my feet. But I guess it also kind of makes me remember when Michael held my hand and told me to be brave, or my college friends. So what? I'm not bloody after a queer culture, am I? But I don't know. I'm not going to stop you from saying the word fag, but I'm just going to not be as comfortable to hear it in casual conversation. But I'll try not to flinch when you say you look.
Just 100% fantastic.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll try to be brave.
Good job, Gramps.
Go fuck yourself.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. To round off our evening, we've got some amazing stand-up comedy from Ari-Miyuki Kondylis. So please give her a warm welcome.
So, I appreciate it's not every day you find a stand-up comedian at a UCL Drama Society event. You know, I promise, sometimes I do act, like my degree is going up. In the spirit of tonight being an evening of live theatre, I also don't have a microphone, so I brought this hairbrush just for the vibes. I've been out for 5 years now, and I don't think I would have been able to do so had it not been for some of my queer besties supporting me along the way. I have a friend who recently emigrated from the United States to the UK, so that's how you know things really are a mess over there. He recently dyed his hair red, and he attends Durham University. So naturally, he has been invited to join Durham University's Society for Redheads. I now have to accept the fact that he's trans ginger. I have another friend who who modelled for TFL's Pride campaign last year. It was a bit of a jump scare, really. I was minding my own business and the Gap. I saw his face in an ad. Some guy behind me was like, "Blimey, that ad is full of otters." I thought they were talking about him. Turns out they were pointing to the Sea Life advert next to it. It's so much easier coming out to friends than family. When you come out to friends, they're usually like, "I knew it!" When you come out to family, they're like, "Are you sure?" I identify as pan, so every time I date people, my family members are usually like, "Is it a he or a she or a they this time?" Like they're playing around with pronouns roulette. Pokemon Go with gender identities. You know, I'm very glad that after 5 years, they finally realised that it's not a phase. But as soon as I started seeing £5 notes being handed out under the dining table, I kind of wish I'd stayed in the closet. Coming out to immigrant family is a weird one. I was in Japan recently seeing some family there. And you know, I've gotten to that stage in my life where they've started asking me some really deep and personal questions in the name of being woke and supportive, like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" I do not. I have a girlfriend. She's an archaeologist. So every time we go out, they're not carbon dates. I can't exactly tell them that because I'm worried I'm just going to disappoint somehow. You know, in Asian and Balkan environments, there's a certain list of paths you can take in life that are considered acceptable. And those usually include doctor, lawyer, engineer, trophy wife turned 3-time divorcee. And if you're none of those things, you're gay. Or a disappointment. Or a disappointment and gay. It really is a lot to live up to, right? My brother's a future doctor. My dad is a software engineer. My cousin's a regular engineer. And I am a freelance crocheting artist. Add the term queer to that job title, and you end up with a gay hooker! I was recently laid off from my slightly more respectable part-time corporate job last week. What can I say? My AI replacement was feeling extra homophobic with this one. I used to confirm email addresses over the phone, and some people's ended up being really unfortunate. I had to call someone named Edward Boyle. His email address was eBoy. I had to call someone named Alice Cochran. Her email address was ACOC. I had to call someone named Ursula Cummings. Her email address was You Coming. I told my mum about this the other day, and she was like, "Hey, when you have kids, make sure their names won't be butchered by corporate email addresses." She's a hypocrite. Mine was Ankonda. That means I'm short in Greek. Joke's on her though. Hers is he sat on me. I love how she still thinks kids are a good idea, as if they're not going to be subjected to more familial peer pressure. I wish I could say, especially for the Greek side of my family, that we're not that stereotypical, but the other day I was on campus, I was talking to one of my Greek relatives. A friend overheard and she asked me, "Hey, who are you talking to?" I said, "Antigone." She asked, "Is that your dissertation title on the tragic play by Sophocles? Or your cousin?" It's both. The other thing is, if I ever have kids, they'll definitely be subject to a Greek Orthodox baptism. Fun fact, in Greek Orthodox baptisms, we don't actually use holy water. We use olive oil. We literally dunk infants in 2 gallons of extra virgin, hoping that's how they'll remain until marriage. I think that's my time for this evening, but before I go, whether they be Barbie, Bratz, or Monster High, all dolls deserve to be protected.
also thank you so much to stage crew, of course, amazing. And to Serena, who you might have heard taking photos tonight, she is also amazing. Thank you so much. Before we let you out, we'd like to introduce Ella, who works here at the CPT, and she'd like to give you a quick message about donations.
CPT is a charity. It's been supporting early career artists for the last 30 years, and to ensure that it can continue to do that for the next 30 years, it's running an emergency fundraising campaign. If everyone who came and saw a show at CPT donated £3, we would far surpass our target. So there are QR codes in the bar and in the foyer area, but you can also just buy a drink because it all goes to the same place, so we'll be open for the sort of hour. Other than that, enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. Again, please support the CPT in any way that you can. We hope you had fun. Please get warm, get sleep, get food, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Thank you.